Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Monday to everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is Nikolai's coming to you live from Crave Cornhole right here in Concord, North Carolina. Hope everybody's had a productive weekend. As we get it kicked off right here, we are already into our first game on court number one. Let me see what's happening here with this camera already. There it goes. Finally coming back to there. And let's get right into this. All right. Right here on court number one, we have Lee Edwards and Martin versus Dante and Josh. On your right, we got Dante. On your left, we got Mr. Lee Edwards. Right now, Dante and Josh are winning this one 11-3. That's a good bag from Dante. Looks like they are throwing shockwaves today. Dante on the right side of your screen throwing shockwaves. As we go ahead and get that score put in, we appreciate everybody joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We appreciate everybody joining us on this Monday night. Hope everybody is doing well. As we go ahead and get this shared out here. Get all the chats pulled up here as well. There we go. Get all the chats pulled up so I can see everybody's wonderful chat here. All right, well, we'll have to do it like this tonight. Boom. Figured that out really quick so we can see everybody's comments tonight. Dante and Josh are winning this one 16-4 over Lee and Martin. Lee on the left side of your screen, Dante on the right side of your screen, barely keeping his balance there. There it goes. Getting everything up and going, getting everything warmed up here. Talking about the computers and the cameras. Had them warmed up and then they ready to go live and everything went to sleep on me. That was a good bag from Martin there as he's able to get his bag on the back of the holder fall. Josh goes off the back of the board. Martin finishing strong there. They're going to pick up 3 points there as Lee and Martin are looking to try and make a comeback here. Is game number one of tonight's tournament. We are playing for ACL points here. Dante and Josh are winning this one 16-7 over Lee and Martin. Dante on your right throwing the AR shockwaves. Mr. Lee Edwards on your left there throwing the swag bag jokers. Good bag from Dante. Oh, Mr. Edwards leaves that bag on the floor. Turns around, looks at the score, steps out towards the outer edge of the box. And goes off the back, but he does knock one of his bags in there. Dante steps out a little bit. And leaves that bag on the board. And that is going to be game number 1 there. And we appreciate Crave Indoor Golf for sponsoring tonight's tournament, brought to you by Crave Cornhole. And we got our next game up here on court number 1 already. We got Dante and Josh versus Cito and Jack right here on court number 1. Dante over there playing around. Shout out to everybody joining in with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We appreciate everybody who shared out the live. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend as we get the week started here with an awesome cornhole tournament. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket here, see if we got any elite teams. Let's see. Who do we got? Who's going to take the bracket tonight? That is the question. Let's see. Dang and Samoa, that's a good team. Penny and Jeffrey. Kevin and Vince. Kevin and Vince might be the team to look out for tonight. Penny and Jeffrey. Danny Kidd and Fang. Those are some strong teams on that side of the bracket. Over here on this side, Mr. Lee Edwards and Martin be a pretty good team, but we just saw them take their first loss here in game number 1. Mr. Lee Edwards is going to have to get it together if that team's going to go any farther in the bracket. And we're just going to be frank about it. Cito and Jack, that is definitely a team to look out for there. Cito and Jack, and that brings us to our game right here on court number 1. Dante and Josh versus Cito and Jack. Cito on the top left part of your screen. Dante on the top right part of your screen. That's going to be Jack on the bottom right and Josh on your bottom left. He said, whatever you want to use. I'm trying to eyeball and see what Jack is throwing. Oh, Jack's throwing the rippers. All right, we got an AAR game going on here. Jack on the right side of your screen throwing AAR rippers. Josh on the left side of your screen throwing AAR shockwaves. Nice airmail from Josh. He wanted back-to-back airmails, but he would not get them. Oh, that was just down the back. My bad. Let's get a bag spin going. I thought we was taking risk here. All right, here we go. We got a little bag spin going. Dante and Josh got their work cut out for them here on court number 1 already. We got Jack and Cito against Dante and Josh. Dante and Josh won their first game, last game here on court number 1. Let's see if they'll be able to pull off back-to-back wins here on the broadcast court. As Dante gets us started off strong, sinking his first bag. Cito leaves a block bag in Dante's lane. And Dante does the same thing to Cito. Good bag from Cito there. As he pushes in between the bags. Now he has 2 bags hanging just underneath the hole here. Airmail Cito. He's able to push him in and keep his baggy through on the board. Dante steps out towards the outer edge of the throw box, fast side down, knocks his bag and Cito's bag in. Stays on the board. Fourth bag from Cito here. Are we going to see an airmail? Leaves it on the board. Dante telling him, Dante telling him, you better play smart, Cito. You better play smart. Josh asking Cito what an airmail at. See, Cito, don't let him give you a hard time, bro. Play your game. See, play your game. That's why you're up 2-0 over Dante and Josh, Cito. Jack leaving that bag to the right of the hole as Josh is able to go in there. Nice. Nice bag from Jack. Oh. Let's see what's happening here. 8-0. Cito and Jack are winning this one over Dante and Josh. Dante getting serious here, putting his headphones on. He is getting ready to tune us out and lock in here. He don't want to hear nothing we got to say over here on the sideline. Cito puts a bag right underneath the hole here. Dante on the outer edge of the throw box. Dante going to try and probably push these two bags in. Let's see if that's still the game plan. Off the back of the board for Dante. Cito throws his bag off the back of the board after giving us a little chance. Dante knocks Cito's bag in, and I believe Cito is going to get some points here. Josh and Dante trying to find a way to get on the board here, as they are down 10-0 over Cito and Jack. Jack puts his first bag left side of the board. Josh is able to capitalize, as Dante looks like he's starting to get frustrated here. Maybe he's trying to lock in. Maybe that's his serious face. Jack leaving 3 bags on the board, getting robbed there. Dante getting a little test throw there. They're finally on the board here, as Cito and Jack are winning this one 10-4 over Dante and Josh. 6 points. They were just down by 10. Now they got to make up about 6 more points. Will they be able to pull this game back and win it? Dante's got his work cut out for him with Cito over here on this side of the court. Yay. Dante with 1 bag stranded on the board here. Make that 2 bags stranded on the board. As he looks surprised that it leaves an open lane for Cito to go right in, and that he does. Going to pick up 4 more points there, right back to a 10-point deficit. Will they ever be able to bring this game back? As Cito and Jack are winning this one 14-4 over Dante and Josh. Jack on the right side of your screen throwing the AR Rippers. Josh on the left throwing the AR Shockwaves. Both first bags are good for both opponents. I'll be afraid to say anything else here because I don't, want to do that thing that commentators do to players. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we get through the whole ground here. Yes, 4 baggers from both players here. Nice fist bump. That's going to be a wash, and the score remains 14-4. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. This is the second game of tonight's tournament. Neither one of these teams have taken a loss yet. But Dante and Josh have their work cut out for them here on the broadcast court. Trying to make up a 10-point deficit somehow. Dante put his headphones on. He came over here to court number 1. He was laughing and joking and playing around. And then after about 2 or 3 rounds, my man put the headphones on and went straight into quiet focus mode. So Dante trying to lock in here. He knows he's got his work cut out for him. Cito leaves it back on the right side of the hole there. Looks like he didn't try to go too hard for it. That is going to be a wash right there. That's probably about the best you can hope for playing against Cito. I'm just going to be frank about it. Cito is a strong, consistent player. And don't get me wrong, so is Dante, but man, Cito is hard to beat because he doesn't show emotion. He doesn't get frustrated. He doesn't let bad shots get to him. Jack got bags all around the board here. Josh going to try and take advantage of these opportunities here. Clean his bag up pretty easily. And he's unable to. (14-5) now. Cito and Jack are winning this over Dante and Josh. Round number 9 of this game here. Dante trying to let go of the first couple of rounds and trying to lock in. Will he be able to? Cito on the left-hand side of your screen taking his time here, making sure he keeps his consistency. Haven't really seen airmails from Cito just yet. He hasn't pulled them out the arsenal just yet. He almost got by without taking the bag in. Let's see what Cito does here. Leaves it on the board. Dante steps out, outer edge of the throw box. Dante frustrated still. And Cito is going to leave that on the board. They were just watching to make sure it did not fall. Cito and Jack winning this one now 16-5. Dante and Josh are going to have to figure it out pretty quickly. They're running out of points to give up. As both players here have one bag each on the left side of the board. Neither one of them looking like they're willing to step out there and chase them. They're not going to, so they're just going to wash that up. And let's see what happens. Let's see if Dante is able to hold Cito down or if Cito's going to continue to score points over here. As Dante is giving it his best, but Cito is first bag miss there. Unusual from Cito. Dante's able to get around it cleanly. About time for Dante to retire. Oh, man. That's you know, if you're just watching this game and this game only, yeah, it looks like about that time. But he was playing well last game. Something about playing against Cito. And we all know Cito's a heck of a player, so Dante's probably doing better than I could. Cito and Jack would have been won this if I was up there playing. Dante asking Josh if you want me to go up with it. Looks like Josh gave him the okay here. Let's watch it happen. Off the back of the board. Josh was going to shout something to him, but Dante is not paying attention. Let's see. He said next time, Mike Cito, the way he throws his airmails, you're good at throwing airmails like Cito. That's what he told Dante. We got Josh on the left, Jack on the right. That's a good bag from from Josh there. Wrong J. Washed it out. Now it's back on Dante. To try and see if they can hold this down. See if they can make this a comeback here. 17-5. Cito and Jack are winning this over Dante and Josh. We are in round number 13 here. As I got Kevin and Vince all the way. No, I was saying that earlier. I was saying Kevin and Vince, Jack and Cito, and Penny and Danny Kid. They'll go a pretty good distance. But those are the three teams on the top of my list right now, Jordan. But yeah, I definitely got Kevin and Vince up there. Maybe one or two. I'm not too sure. I really like Jack and Cito, man. I think Jack and Cito are my number one team. I mean, Josh and Dante are a good team here. I know we're watching them struggle here on this court, but man, this could be a championship game, playing around if they weren't playing right now, If this game comes back around later on in the bracket, I guarantee you Dante will not be playing like this. As Dante is finally able to score his first points on Cito here. Finally able to get a point on Cito. As Cito and Jack are winning this one 17-6. Good bag from Josh there. Jack is going to pick up that bag there on the left-hand side of the, well, he doesn't have to anymore. There you go, opportunity for Josh, and he goes off the back with Jack. They do got two different play styles, man, but their personalities they work great together as a team. As Sito and Jack are winning this one 17-8 over Dante and Josh. And for those of you, my apologies, let me give you some context. Jordan said Kevin and Vince just got two different play styles. So that's what I was responding to. My apologies for not reading it out for the people watching. They do have two different play styles, but they make such a great team because of their personalities. They're good teammates, no matter who they're playing with. Good cleanup bag from Dante there. Off the board for Dante. Dante having a rough night here. Or at least a rough game. He won the first game. Him and Josh won the first game pretty easily. This second game, they had having a little trouble. $20-8. Cito and Jack are winning this one over Dante and Josh. Jack on your right throwing the AR Rippers. Josh on your left throwing the AR Shockwaves. One more point for Cito and Jack, and Dante and Josh are going to say hello to the losers bracket. Oh, that was an opportunity for Josh, and he wasted it off the back of the board. Cito's showing Jack where to hit that bag at. Jack leaves it on the board. Josh steps out outer edge of the throw box. Able to get in the hole there. What is that, 7-on-4? That's 3 points for Dante and Josh, if I'm not mistaken there. 20-11. Cito and Jack are winning over Josh and Dante. If Dante could just hold Cito down, they might have an opportunity for a comeback here. Let's see if Dante's able to do that. He's throwing with bags he doesn't usually throw with, so I think that's kind of his thing right now. He's trying to get used to these bags. As Cito leaves Dante a block bag. Dante lays up to the bottom right of it, drops his shoulders. He wanted to lay right behind it. There you go. Cito gives it back to him there. Dante cut Josh a look there. Dante outer edge of the throwbacks here. He's really thinking about this throw. Fast side down. Nice bag from Dante. And that's going to be a wash. Let's watch that collect bag from Dante again. Outer edge of the throw box. He's able to grab this bag off the left side of the hole and go in to keep them alive here. What an awesome shot from Dante. As it is a wash, and it's still on them. Josh and Dante, my apologies. Off the back of the board for Josh to start this round off. Maybe a bag change is in their future here. And that's going to seal it for this game right here. As Cito and Jack win this one 20-11 over Josh and Dante. And we appreciate Crave Indoor Golf for sponsoring tonight's tournament, brought to you by Crave Cornhole. That was Josh and Dante's first loss there, so they'll be playing in the losers bracket. Hope to see them again later on in the tournament. Well, we're going to see them right now again as they're going to play Steve and Lee. Let's see. Where is this game at? This is going to be a good game right here. Got Steve and Lee versus Dante and Josh right here on court number 1. What's it? It's the bags, bro.
Hey, they kicking like that.
If they kick, okay. That's why I was telling people. I was like, I think it's the bags, but I'm not sure.
And then if you go on the slick side, they're going too fast.
Gotta try to adapt the best you can.
That's what I'm gonna do. Like I told them from here on out, just go slick side.
Yep.
I ain't got no choice.
It's slick side, throw it soft, I guess.
Well, you gotta throw that. I throw soft anyway.
Yeah.
Think about that pitch I did.
Hey, you want to see it again? You want to see it? We're going to show Dante. We're going to show Dante the replay again for everybody at home. Watch this collect bag from Dante here. There you go, bro. There you. Hey, I hope that makes you feel better, bro. I hope. As we got our next game here on court number 1, we got Steve and Lee versus Dante and Josh. I see Steve. Where's Josh at? Where did Josh run off to? Hey, what? Yeah. My man found out the problem. He said, I gotta throw him slick side down. As Dante came over here and spoke to us after that game, that was Dante I was speaking to. And he was telling us that he's going to have to throw him fast side down because every time he throws him on the slow side, they're kicking on him. So I know I said something about that during the last game, and I'm glad he came over here and confirmed it. Let's see. We are looking for Josh. Josh ran off on us. Leanne, where'd Josh go? Right here. As we await for Josh come over here to court number 1, we appreciate everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And we are going to take a moment and we will be right back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Monday, everybody. We appreciate everyone joining us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Shout out to everybody who shared out the live. We appreciate you. Welcome back. Welcome in. I'm Frank Kleist, and we are at Crave Cornhole here in Concord, North Carolina. Next up on court number 1, we got Steve and Lee versus Dante and Josh. It is win or go home for both of these teams here, as we just saw Dante and Josh take their first loss. Let's go ahead and get these teams introduced here. We got Steve on the top right part of your screen, Josh on the top left part of your screen, Dante on the bottom right, and Mr. Lee on the bottom left. As we get the down and back started here, we appreciate Kelly's Bars and Grills for sponsoring tonight's tournament. And I believe we are going to go ahead and get this game started on this side of the court. Let's check it out. Looks like we're having a little scoreboard issue there. Resolve this issue. Scoreboard issue on court number 1. He said, I know a little bit, Steve. Oh, man. It's great plays. We got a great show out tonight. Well, I'll have to look up how many players here in just a moment. Bunch of talent. I see quite a few people who probably drove back from Myrtle Beach last night and still came to play. As we get this game started here, we got Josh on the left, Steve on the right. Josh on the left is throwing the AR Shockwave. Steve on the right is throwing BG Wizards. As Steve hits a rollback, Josh is able to clean it up. Steve leaves another bag on the board. That is unlike Steve there. And Dante and Josh take a 6-0 lead just like that over Steve and Lee. Dante on the right, Lee on the left. As Lee has 2 bags on the board here, he's throwing the BG Wizards. Third bag stays on the board as well. Dante, fast side down, is finding the hole now. Looks like that's the solution to his problem. 12 on 6, 6 more points for Dante and Josh as they take a 12-0 lead over Stephen Lee. This looks very different from the last game we just witnessed Dante and Josh play. As Josh's first bag goes to the top left side of the board. Steve left the bag hanging in the hole. Josh knocks it in for him. Looking like the last round didn't get to Steve. Looks like he's found his rhythm this round as Josh sent that bag off the back of the board. That's 12 on 5. That's 7 points. For Steve and Lee as they cut this 12-point lead in half in just one round. Dante and Josh are winning this one 12-7 over Steve and Lee. Round number 4. Lee left the block bag. Dante lays up behind it. Oh, Steve said don't lay up. Steve said shoot them all. Steve gave him the green light. Shoot the rest of them. He shot one. Airmail City. Here we go. Ah! Oh, Dante had to mess it up. Oh, he's 2 for 3. Dante, he's 1 for 3 on the airmails that round. As we had a little shootout just happen there. Yeah, Steve definitely green-lighted that shootout. He said ain't no point in laying up. He said shoot all 3 of them. And just like that, Steve and Lee are right back into this one. Dante and Josh are winning this 12-10 over Steve and Lee. What looked like a 12-point comfortable lead has now been ruined. As Josh misses right. That bag is now going to be out of play for Josh. He's not going to be able to grab that at all. Fourth bag from Steve. Leaves it on the board. Wow. Nothing is falling. Steve yells at him, pick him up. I don't know how they're. Are they still falling? Dante's looking at it awful hard. Looking at it any harder, he'll move. Nah, bro, you done touched the bag now. Dante play too much. Dante plays too much. As Steve and Lee now have taken the lead in just 3 rounds, 14-12 over Dante and Josh. They were down 12 points just 3 rounds ago. Now they're playing from behind once again. As Lee leaves a block bag behind Dante here, Dante steps back in towards the inner part of the throw box. And we're just going to create a pile underneath the hole here. Steve giving his partner the green light to shoot it again. Good roll bag from Dante. Roll it again. Roll it again. Roll it again. Tumble that bag like a tumbleweed. Oh, nasty roll bag from Dante. Slides in at the last moment. He said, I don't know how to do that in real life. Dante and Josh take the lead right back, 15-14 over Steve and Lee. Now this is a back and forth game here in round number 7. Josh is able to fix his first bag, putting his first bag in this round. Steve might be able to clean that bag up still, even though it's in Josh's lane. Oh, that's a good bag from Steve. Airmail drag. You got it, Steve, right here. That's still a good bag from Steve. He was able to track that. He was able to clean that up pretty well. Check that clean up again. That was pretty nasty. Lee on your left, Dante on your right. Steve and Lee winning this one 18-15 over Josh and Dante. Lee leaving 2 bags on the board so far. Will he be able to grab any of them? Steve throwing them where to hit it at. Let's see if he has the accuracy to do so. Wow, good bag. Steve telling him, do it again, do it again. Right there. That's a good bag. That pretty much clogs up the hole. Dante is going to take the first timeout of tonight, and we are going to go look at this. Looks like Lee has 3 bags here. The bag on the far right, the bag to the left of it, and the bag to the left of that. Those 3 bags are going to be Lee's bags there. Dante only has this far left bag hanging in the hole here. He's walking back to his side of the court. We appreciate Angie's Pressure Washing for sponsoring that timeout. Let's see what Dante's going to do. Let's put it on the board. Smart thing to do. That's a good call from Dante just to lay it up. Take it to the next round. As Steve and Lee are winning this one 20-15 over Dante and Josh. This is win or go home. Josh lays underneath the hole. Ooh, I thought I was going to kick on him. That's a good bag from Steve. Lay up behind it. And we are going to take a timeout here to go look at what's happening. Steve has the 2 BG bags. Josh has the 2 AAR bags. Metro! What will Steve be able to do here? Because these 2 great AAR bags are in his lane. This BG bag to the right is opposite side from him. We appreciate Hartzell Garage Doors for sponsoring that timeout. Both players here with 1 bag left. Good roll bag from Steve. Good bag from Josh. That's going to be a wash to keep them in the game here. That's how important that was. As they stay alive, Steve and Lee are winning this one 20-15 over Josh and Dante. It is win or go home for both of these teams. As Lee leaves a block back in Dante's lane, Dante fast side down. Kicks right. Lee is able to cut around his block bag and go in. Dante nudges that block bag out the way there. Steve saying just lay it on the board. Exactly what Steve said to do. Yep, he's just gonna lay it down. Now what does Dante do here? And that is gonna be game. That is gonna be game right there as Steve and Lee win this one 21-15 over Dante and Josh. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And we appreciate Headlights for us for sponsoring tonight's tournament. That is going to eliminate Josh and Dante out of tonight's bracket, and they will be playing sit and goes the rest of the night. And we will be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Frank Weiss coming to you live from Crave Cornhole here in Concord, North Carolina. Next up on court number 1, we have Brian and Tony taking on Steve and Lee. Is this still a win or go home game for both of these teams here? Let's go ahead and check back in on the bracket on some of these teams here, Jordan. Let's see. Jordan has Kevin and Vince. Yeah, we said Kevin and Vince earlier. Let's check in on Kevin and Vince, see how they're doing. They're on the opposite side of the bracket. Oh, Lee Edwards and Martin are moving their way through the losers bracket. Oh, Penny and Jeffrey are in the losers bracket. Kevin and Vince playing on court number 5 right now. They're in the upper bracket still. Tito and Jack still hanging out in the winner's bracket. There we go. Some of these teams are still alive here. Unsure what Steve's going to go talk to his partner about. We just had a down and back. Are we getting a bag change?
Forgot we were using these bags before, not the last game.
What are you using now? Wizards. Oh, okay. Bag change after down and back. All right, I dig it. Does that mean we do another down and back? I hope not. There we go. Spin it up. Fist bumps, high fives, and we are live here on court number 1. Brian and Tony versus Steve and Lee. Tony on your left, throwing AR rippers. Steve on your right, throwing BG wizards. Looks like these. I should have kept it to myself. My apologies. My apologies. I had to step away real quick to go fix a camera on court number 2. We'll have to step away after this match to go fix that, go replace that battery over there. It's dying. Steve telling Lee to shoot it here, hole wide open. Off the back of the board. Lee hasn't hit an airmail since he went 2 for 3 a couple games ago. He wore those airmails out as Brian and Tony are winning this one 1-0 over Steve and Lee. Good block bag from Steve there. Wow, Steve got helped out there a lot. It wasn't looking too good for Steve until that happened. Good bag from Tony. Ooh, Steve with airmail drag. One. The score is all tied up. Brian on your right, Lee on your left. Lee's throwing the BG Wizards. Brian's throwing the AR Rippers. Both players putting their first bag in similar places. Good bag from Lee to kind of block the hole up a little bit. Brian's going to go through that. Nope. He tried. Didn't have enough, though. Steve said slick side punched that bag in. Slick side punched that bag in. Unable to, but he opens up a lane for Brian to punch his bag in. Let's see if he's able to here. Good bag from Brian. Let's see what happened there. Brian and Tony are going to take the lead 3-1 over Steve and Lee. Round number 5 in this winner go home game for both of these teams here. As Tony's bag lays up to the left side of the hole. Steve is able to correct his first bag and get it in this round. Wow. Barely even saw that airmail. It was fast. Off the back of the board, but he takes Tony's with him. And just like that, Steve and Lee are going to tie this game up at 3 points apiece here. It's win or go home for both of these teams. Who is going to win and keep their Monday night championship dreams alive? And who's going to have to go place it and goes? That is the question we are about to solve here on court number 1. Lee has one bag, bottom left side of the hole there. It's opposite side of the board from him. Not going to chase it, and Brian leaves the bag on the board for a wash there. Sometimes the points just come back to you. Steve is going to take a timeout here to go talk to his partner. That's a smart timeout because his partner looked like he started struggling a little bit. It started looking like he started getting down on himself some. We appreciate Bust You Up Cornhole for sponsoring that timeout. Let's get back to it and see if that timeout helps at all. As both players leave their first bag on the board here. Oh, Tony helps Steve out a ton here. Steve will probably try and chase that bag now. Yes, he is. I saw that coming from a mile away. Off the back of the board for Steve. He did not like that. Now, I think that's only going to be a point for Tony, if I'm not mistaken. 4-3, Steve and Lee are winning this one over Brian and Tony. It's a point for Steve. I knew somebody was getting a penny somewhere. Who is touching that camera? Who's over there?
Hey, slick side, go high.
Steve told him slick side, go high. Let's see what Lee does. Slick side high off the back of the board. As Brian is able to capitalize on that miss. Oh, he pulled it back some. Okay. That's going to place that battery anyways. No, that game's over with anyway, so we'll stop the recording there. Brian and Tony are winning this one 11-4 over Steve and Lee. As Steve is able to get around Tony's first bag there. Oh, Tony goes off the side of the board, and Steve is unable to capitalize on that miss. Steve to go in here for 3 and to try and cut this lead down some. No, he leaves it on the board for 1. Still cuts the lead down, but not as much as he would have liked to. Pick me up, big dog, is what Steve says. Lee leaves the first bag underneath the hole there. Brian knocks it in. Brian's got 2 bags left side of the hole here. One of them may fall. The other one looks out of play. Good cleanup bag from Lee. Oh, can Brian get in here clean for a wash? Yes, he does.
Go back.
11-5. The score remains the same here. Round number 10. Steve on your right here throwing the BG Wizards. Tony on your left here throwing AR Rippers. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We appreciate you for joining in and sharing out the live. Hope everybody is having a beautiful Monday night. Steve throws that bag off the back of the board there. It is win or go home for both of these teams as Steve just goes through Tony's bag and goes in behind it. (11-8). Steve and Lee have cut this lead down to just within 3 now. As it is win or go home. They're playing from behind. Got the added pressure from playing from behind. Looks like Brian leaves 2 more bags on the board here. As Lee throws that bag off the right side of the board. (16-8). Brian and Tony are winning this one over Steve and Lee. It's about to be the end of the line for somebody, but who's it going to be? As Tony puts his first bag to the left side of the hole, Steve lays up just under it. Good collect bag from Steve. Steve needed that round. Kind of get their momentum out a little bit. They had to get something that round. Brian and Tony are winning this one 16-9 over Steve and Lee. Will Brian be able to kind of bring this game back a little bit here? He's been having problems. Maybe he should flip it over to fast side. Flip the bag over. Because it looks like the slow side's kicking on him. Lee leaves a block bag mid part of the board. Off the back of the board for Brian. Lee steps out edge of the throwbacks. And he's able to get in. (16-12). Brian and Tony are winning this over Steve and Lee. Steve on your right throwing the Wizards by BG. Tony on the left throwing the AR Rippers. Wow, that bag smacked Steve's bag and just cut into the hole there. That was pretty weird to watch. Fast side down, Steve gets around the pile and in the hole. Nice airmail. A6. (18-12) is the score. Brian and Tony are winning this one over Steve and Lee. It is win or go home for both of these teams. Steve and Lee have been trying to bring this game back. Will they be able to? As Brian's first bag is on the floor in front of the board. Lee knocks in his own bag. Lee is playing pretty consistently here. Can he put this bag in? Yes, and they're going to pick up a point here as Brian and Tony are winning this one 18-13 over Stephen Lee. We are 17 rounds into this game here. And Lee and Steve are not out of it just yet. They are not out of it just yet. Golly, man, why do people have to touch things, man? Fix. I give up. I give up on the cameras. Two. 18-15. Now they are just down within 3 points. Brian and Tony winning this one 18-15 over Steve and Lee. We are 18 rounds deep into this game here. Lee on the left side of your screen throwing the BG Wizards. Brian on the right side of your screen throwing the AR Rippers. See what Lee is able to do here. Yes, he's able to put that back in. Lee's been playing pretty consistent here. I believe that was a wash. As Steve is going to try and see if he can collect these 3 points here to tie this game up. Will he be able to? Good possibility. Tony just sent a bag flying off the back of the board. Good bag from Steve there. He rolls over and collects a bag. Check this replay out. And we get fist bumps and high fives here on court number 1. As we appreciate Hearts Hill Garage Doors for sponsoring tonight's tournament. I'm over here looking for the next game on court number 1. We got Steve and Lee up against Dennis and Leanne. Steve and Lee were able to hold off. We're able to hold off Tony and Brian and make that a comeback. Our first comeback game of tonight. Next up, we got Steve and Lee versus Dennis and Leanne on court number 1. And we'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm Frank Lice coming to you live from Crave Cornhole as we get our next game started here on court number 1. We have Steve and Lee versus Dennis and Leanne. Steve on your right, Leanne on your left. I believe Leanne's doing AAR rippers. Yes, good bag from Steve there. See what's happening here. Wow, good bag. Steve hits a fast airmail. Barely even saw it on the camera. 5-0 in this winner go home game. Checking in on the bracket here. It looks like Kevin and Vince are getting ready to play the king seat game. They are just awaiting to see who they're going to play against. Right now, that game is being decided on court number 5. You got Michael and Sari versus Cito and Jack. Right now, Michael and Sari are winning that game 16-13 over Cito and Jack. The winner of that game moves on to the king seat game to play Kevin and Vince. That is what the bracket is looking like right now. Quick little update for everybody. Nine 0 Stephen Lee take a lead here over Dennis and Leanne. Steve trying to make sure Leanne can't pull that bag back. Steve threw up a block. Leanne pushes it and flies off the back. And I believe Steve is going to pick up 3 more points there. I believe. No, 2 more points. My apologies. As Steve and Lee take 11-0 lead over Dennis and Leanne. A little fist bump there at the end of the round. Oh. 11-2. Dennis and Leanne on the board here. Leanne on the left side of your screen throwing the AR rippers. Steve on the right throwing the BG Wizards. And what I do, act more stupidly. Oh, good bag from Steve. Able to knock his bag in and stay on the board there. And Steve and Lee take a 15-2 lead over Dennis and Leanne. Win or go home for both of these teams here. Looks like Steve and Lee are trying to fight their way out of this losers bracket and get into tonight's championship. Will they have the gas in the tank to be able to do that? That is the question. This is my life, only you decide yours. All good. Dennis on your right here, able to go in. I didn't want to say it too soon. Didn't want to jinx the man. 15-5. Got a little comeback going here. Stephen Lee winning this one 15-5 over Leanne and Dennis. That's all right, Leanne. Leanne getting frustrated here, but that doesn't help. Oh, slip in there. Steve knocks it in for her. Steve knocks it in for her. 18-5. Steve and Lee are winning this one over Dennis and Leanne. Round number 7 here. That's a pleasure. Good first bag from Lee there on the left side of your screen. Dennis on the right side of your screen. Lee is still throwing the BG Wizards. Dennis is throwing the AR Rippers. Dennis is able to get around Lee's bag there. And Lee goes off the back of the board. Good collect bag from Lee. And Dennis is going to pick up 3 more points there, if I'm not mistaken. As Steve and Lee are winning this one 18-8 now over Dennis and Leanne. Dennis shouting at Leanne, trying to hype her up, get her back in this game. Fast side down. That's kind of in Steve's lane. It's just a little too far left. That's all right, Leanne. But that could cost you the game here, as a 4-bagger from Steve will finish it. And just like that, the game is going to be over. Steve and Lee win this one 21-8 over Dennis and Leanne, eliminating Dennis and Leanne out of tonight's tournament. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We appreciate everybody who's liked and shared out the live. And we appreciate Headlights or Us for sponsoring tonight's tournament. As we await for our next game here on court number 1, we will step away for just a moment and we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We got our next game up here on court number 1. Scroll on down. We got Penny and Jeffrey versus Steve and Lee. Steve and Lee have been on a hot streak here on court number 1 as they have played multiple games back to back to back here. Playing some games from behind, but still managing to stay alive here. Will they be able to do the same here, or will Penny and Jeffrey finally put them out of the tournament? As we get the down and back going here. I was making sure they looked back at the scoreboard like the down and back wasn't like it wasn't a down and back, like they were live for a second. Good bag from Steve. I know that wasn't live, but let's see. Got a bag spin going here. And we are going to go live on this side of the court. Right side of your screen, we got Jeffrey. On the left side of your screen, we got Lee. Lee and Steve been switching sides of the court and board. Good bag from Jeffrey to start this round off. He's able to get around Lee's back, drooping in the hole there. As we're going to have the king seat game up next here on court number 1. Thank you, bro. Oh, Jeffrey knocking in Lee's bag there last second. As Steve and Lee take a 2-0 lead over Penny and Jeffrey. Steve on your right, Lee, Penny on your left. Steve on your right, Penny on your left. I believe Penny is throwing the prisms by Logic, if I'm not mistaken. Steve's still throwing the BG Wizards. Good bag from Miss Penny. Pull my camera back up over there on court number 3 so I can see it, make sure. Yeah, they keep moving it. That's all right. I give up. They're not even. Got Jeffrey on the right, Lee on the left here. Both gentlemen with a bag right underneath the hole. Good bags from both players there to finish that round strong. And Penny is able to get them on the board here. Stephen Lee winning this one 9-4. 9-5, my apologies. Stephen Lee winning this one 9-5 over Penny and Jeffrey. Jeffrey on the right there, leaving his first bag on the left side of the hole. It's in his lane. He should be able to grab it here pretty easily. He replaces it. As Lee leaves the block bag middle part of the board, I don't think that's going to affect Jeffrey here. Jeffrey's definitely going to grab that bag with his fourth one. But Lee's going to have to try and got 2 bags left to try and clean this bag up off the middle of the board here. Will he be able to do it? No, he helps Jeffrey out instead, knocks Jeffrey's bag in. Jeffrey is able to go up and in. 4-bagger from Jeffrey. Lee trying to mitigate damage here off the back of the board. That's 12 on 5. That's 7 points for Penny and Jeffrey, as they take a 12-9 lead over Stephen Lee just like that. Good bag from Steve, just trying to create a pile in the middle of the board, trying to create a blockade from his Penny. Hit a nice cleanup bag, but the bag did not follow. Miss Penny throws a bag off the back of the board. That's going to be a penny for Stephen Lee, as Penny and Jeffrey are winning this one 12-10. Lee on your left here, throwing the BG Wizards. Jeffrey on the right, throwing the Prisms by Logic. Lee is able to correct and put his second bag in. Jeffrey does the same. Good bag from Jeffrey. Fist bump. Can't forget the fist bump. Can't forget the fist bump. As Penny and Jeffrey are winning this one 14-10 now over Steve and Lee. Steve and Lee playing from behind once again. They played from behind all match last game. And if you ask me, they were playing with fire as that game came down to the wire. Good roll bag from Steve. I mean, it was what, 2018, and Steve and Lee were able to pull it out somehow. Another roll bag from Steve coming here. Offline, it misses. He's going to leave it on the board. As Penny and Jeffrey winning this one 14-13 now over Steve and Lee. Penny telling Jeffrey, stay hot, let's go. Offering some words of encouragement to her partner here. Lee leaving a block bag just underneath the hole here. Now he has an opportunity to clean it up since Jeffrey missed the left. Good cleanup bag from Lee there. Here's an opportunity for Jeffrey to go in clean, and he is able to with his fourth bag. We got a nice little back and forth game going on here, as it is win or go home for both of these teams. Steve and Lee have been fighting their way through this losers bracket slowly but surely, playing from behind even. Somehow they are still here on court number one, keeping their Monday night championship dreams alive, as Penny and Jeffrey winning this one 14-13 over Steve and Lee. Round number 10 of this match. You have a good night, brother. That's a good bag from Steve to just kind of block everything up there. And Miss Penny's just going to lay behind it. Score remains 14-13. Penny and Jeffrey are winning this. It's on Lee to go first. Lee is throwing the BG Wizards. Jeffrey is throwing the Prisms by Logic. Fast side down for Jeffrey. Goes up and in with his first bag. I'm starting to wonder if fatigue is starting to set in for Lee here. I mean, they've played 3 or 4 games here on court number one, back to back to back. And it just, I don't know. To me, it kind of seems like his shot's getting a little bit slower. It could be just me, but seems like he's... Let's scroll out and look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is Steve and Lee's 4th game on court number one here. And these haven't been short games. They've been pretty decent games, 15, 20 rounds. Oh, it's all around the hole. Wow. What happened there? 18-16, Penny and Jeffrey winning this one over Steve and Lee. Steve and Lee hanging on by the skin of their teeth here. Lee on the left side of your screen. Will he be able to hold it together and fight through this game? As it does seem like fatigue is set in here. This is their 4th game straight on court number one, back to back. Steve is kind of used to this at this point. I'll be quite frank with you. Playing these many games back to back here on the broadcast court. I don't know how used Lee is to playing back to back games. It's a good airmail from Jeffrey. Lee leaves a bag right underneath the hole with his 4th bag here. He's got 3 bags on the board. Right now it's 7 on 6. Let's check it out for everybody at home for you. That's what the board is looking like right now. Lee's bags are right underneath the hole there. Jeffrey's bag at the top of the board. We appreciate Headlights R Us for sponsoring that timeout. Let's see what Jeffrey's ready to do here. 7 on 6, and he's going to airmail it. to finish that game off and eliminate Steve and Lee out of tonight's tournament. Penny and Jeffrey will instead move on through the losers bracket to see if they could go into tonight's championship. As we appreciate Headlights Rush for sponsoring tonight's tournament. We are going to switch this court number 1 game out, and we are going to get the king seat game here on court number 1. So give me just a moment. Allow me to go do that. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is tonight's king seat matchup right here on court number 1. We got Kevin and Vince versus Michael and Suri. They're going to go ahead and get the down and back going right here on court number 1. We got a top right corner is going to be Kevin. Top left corner is going to be Michael. Bottom right corner is going to be Suri. And the bottom left corner is going to be the one and only Vince. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. As we are winding down tonight's Monday Night Madness. We're going to play this king seat game, and then we are going to work our way through the rest of the losers bracket. As it doesn't look like there's much more of it to go through. Let's scroll on over just a little bit and keep looking. Nope. After that game, 1, 2, 4. Looks like we'll have about 3 games left after this. Let's go ahead and fueled by 7-10. Oh, yeah. I knew Suri was throwing by the bags that were on the court. We got the down and back, and now we got a bag spin going, and it is going to be on Michael to get us started here. Michael on the left side of your screen. He's going to be throwing the fuel by 7-10. And then we got Kevin Burris on the right side of your screen throwing the catwalk by Cats. As Michael leaves one bag on the board there, Kevin does the same thing to wash it out for the first round of this game. Maybe next week. Sari on the right side of your screen, Vince on the left. Vince is going to be throwing the catwalk by Cats, and that bag is going to be out of play. Sari is going to give it back to him. That was very nice of Sari to do that. Sari on the right side of your screen, throwing fuel by 710. Vince on the left, throwing the Cats by catwalk by Cats. Maybe Sari shouldn't have gave him that bag back. Maybe Sari should have kept that bag. What? And that's going to be a wash on that side of the court as well after Vince's mistake. And the score is going to be 0-0 still here in round number 3. This is tonight's king seat matchup here. You got Michael on the left there in the Duke shirt, and you got Kevin Burris on the right there. As Michael is able to go in with his second bag, Kevin steps out outer edge of the throw box and tries to collect it, but is able to go in. Michael lays up a block bag behind Kevin. Kevin steps back in towards the inner part of the throw box. Leaves it on the board. Off the back of the board from Michael. So free bag from Kevin here. Oh, that would have been a nasty pickup bag if he would have hit that. That would have been nasty. As Kevin and Vince pick up a penny here, they're going to be winning this one 1-0 over Sari and Michael. You will not get that bag back this round, Vince. Vince has a bag on the floor and a bag on the back of the board. Meanwhile, Sari has 2 bags underneath the hole. Good bag from Sari, able to knock in his bag and knock Vince's bag off. Yeah, that's 8 on 2. That is going to be 6 points for Michael and Sari as they take a 6-1 lead over Kevin and Vince. My apologies. That's tough. Michael on the left going off the back of the board already with his first bag. Kevin's first bag is short, bottom side of the board. See if he's able to collect it. And Kevin goes off the back of the board as well. Good roll bag from Kevin. Or cut bag, my apologies. Off the back of the board for Michael. Kevin tried to clean that bag up again and goes off the back of the board. That bag just has it out for Kevin this round, as he was unable to collect it like he wanted to. Michael and Sari are winning this one 6-1 over Kevin and Vince. This is tonight's king seat matchup here. Who is going to take the king seat tonight? Is it going to be Kevin and Vince? Is it going to be Michael and Sari? As Vince has 2 bags opposite side of the hole from each other, will he be able to collect them? He collects 1. Kevin tells Vince to shoot it. Oh, he almost had it. And just like that, Michael and Sari going to be winning this one 6-2 over Kevin and Vince. Kevin on the right side of your screen here. He's going to be throwing catwalks by Cat. Both players with a bag underneath the hole here. Michael on the left side of your screen throwing fuel by 710 replaces his bag underneath the hole. Now we're starting to get a clogged hole here. He clutches his throw, so he tells him sticky side, I believe. Yep. Kevin steps out outer edge of the throw box here. Going to take a timeout to go review this and see what's happening here. Kevin has the lighter 3 bags underneath the hole here, while his opponent has that 1 bag stuck in the middle of the hole. Now, all these bags can go. At least a good 3 out of 4 of them. And from looking over there, it looks like Kevin was given the push motion. So it looks like Kevin is going to go for a push here. As we appreciate Angie's Pressure Washing for sponsoring that timeout. Here Kevin goes, outer edge of the throw box, fast side down, and he's able to knock 2 of his bags in before he goes flying off the back of the board there. And just like that, Michael and Sheree are going to take a 7-2 lead over Kevin and Vince here in round number 8. Good bag from Sheree going in. Vince has 2 bags stuck on the back side of the hole now. Will he be able to grab them? He said no. When that bag left his hand, he knew it wasn't going to do what he wanted. He collects 1, leaves 1 on the board. That's going to be what, 7 on 12? That's going to be 5 points. 5 points for Sheree and Michael as they take a 12-2 lead over Kevin and Vince. Kevin and Vince are now down 10 points in the king seat matchup. Will they be able to make this a king seat comeback? Good bag from Michael, but I don't think he blocked Kevin up enough here. Fast side down for Kevin. Rollback comes up just a little short. Roller push. Vince said push. Fast side down for Kevin. He's able to knock 2 of them in. He's got 1 bag left. Good bag. Will Kevin bar soap him? Oh, he's bar soaping him. He's going for it. I saw his face lit up. His face lit up when he realized what shot he wanted. Oh, man. Michael and Sheree winning this one 12-10 over Kevin and Vince. Good bag from Sheree. Vince leaves 3 on the board there, and I believe he has 1 off the back. That's going to be 6 on 3. That's going to be 3 points for Michael and Sheree as they take a 15-10 lead over Kevin and Vince here in tonight's king seat matchup. Lock in, Vince. Lock in. You can do it. Michael on your left there throwing the 710, fuel by 710. Kevin on the right there throwing the catwalk by Cats. He's going to try and collect that bag. Wow. It's not happy because the bags didn't fall, but both of those bags still look like they could fall. That bag barely hanging on by the corner there on the bottom side of the hole. Airmail dragged both of these bags. Let's see. Nope, he just goes for a push. And he cleans it up just fine. As Michael and Sheree are winning this one 15-12 over Kevin and Vince. Vince on the left side of your screen throwing the catwalk by Cats in the Cats drip. Sari on the right side of the screen throwing the fuel by 7-10. Sari said, "Oh no!" when that bag left his hand and it went to the left side of the board. Vince goes off the back. Finish strong, Vince. And that bag will probably fall if Sari touches it. There it goes. Sari is going to pick up a penny there as they take a 16-12 lead over Kevin and Vince. Kevin offering some words of encouragement to Vince there. Time out needed. Take a time out and go talk to him for a minute. Good block bag from Kevin there. Michael lays up behind it. Kevin is going to try and collect it here. He's going to take a timeout and go down there and talk to Vince. I don't think he really wants to talk about the bags. I think he just wants to holler at Vince for a minute and try to get his spirits up. Get him focused and back in his game. They're only down by 4 points here. This is the king seat matchup. And for everybody at home, that is what they're looking at there. Michael's bag is the darker bag underneath the hole. Kevin's bag is the lighter blue bag. Shout out to Brave Indoor Golf for sponsoring that timeout. Let's see if Kevin was able to settle Vince down some and lock him in here. Roll bag coming. Slick into it right here so it kicks out. He's going to try and kick Michael's bag out here. Wow. Oh man, I love watching some of these people play, man. I love watching some of these people play. Kevin is on fire here, keeping him alive in the king seat matchup. We are all tied up at 16 points apiece. Will Vince be able to lock in and hold Sari down? First bag from Vince goes up and in. Sari does the same here. Both of these players looking locked in. As Vince leaves a block bag just underneath the hole there. It's just a little right, but not too bad. Sari is able to get around it. Vince misses the cleanup. Sari to go in for 4. No. Leaves it on the board. Michael and Sari are going to take the lead 18-16 over Vince and Kevin. Round number 15 here in the king seat matchup. Who's going to walk away with tonight's king seat and automatic ticket to tonight's championship? Who's going to have to fight their way back through the loser's bracket? As Sari tells Michael that was a smart play, Kevin steps out outer edge of the throw box, almost rolls over it all. Michael's just playing the safe game here, leaving him on the board. Another roll opportunity coming from Kevin, and he hits it. Just board it. And that he does. Kevin is going to try and go after it again here. He's got a small corner hanging in, yes. Not if you roll it. I don't think you're dragging it if you roll it. We're going to take a time out to go look at it. He's not asking me, he's asking his teammate for everybody at home, but I'm just giving him my opinion anyways. I'm giving him my opinion anyways. If Vince will move his head, there you go. He's asking about that 7-10 bag right there on the bottom left side of the hole. He was asking if it had a corner hanging in or not. Let's see what he's about to do. Shout out Bag Junkies for sponsoring that timeout. He missed it, and it just lays on top of the pile. 6 on 4 is 2 points. And we are all tied up right back at 18 points apiece here. at 18 points apiece, round number 16. Vince on the left side of your screen is able to put his first bag up and in. Sheree misses right. Opportunity for Vince. Vince, say it goes in. Vince is locked in now. Looks like that timeout really helped a little bit. Just kind of settle him back down and bring him back to earth a little bit so he isn't so frustrated. And we've seen that could be dangerous. Four bagger from Vince. This could be game right here. Sheree's got to collect one to go in. That is going to be game as Kevin and Vince were able to bring that game back and win that one 21-18 over Michael and Sheree. Congratulations to Vince and Kevin for tonight's King Seat. I hope they're able to keep it warm. We will see them later on in the championship. As we appreciate Heart Sale Garage Doors for sponsoring tonight's tournament, brought to you by Crave Cornhole. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to step away. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate everyone hanging out with us on this beautiful Monday night. Shout out to everybody hanging out on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We just witnessed Kevin and Vince win tonight's King Seat matchup, as they have punched their ticket automatically into tonight's championship. Let's solve the rest of this bracket and see who's going to try and go against them. Fine, you're fine, Miss Penny. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. Hey, how's that going? You all right? All right, my apologies, everybody. As I was saying my goodbyes to a couple of people there, we got Cito on the top left, Martin on the top right. We're going to have Mr. Lee on the bottom left and Jack on the bottom right. They're going to get us started over here on this side of the court. We got Cito on the left. We got Martin on the right. This is going to be a good game right here. I hope you got your snacks and beverages right beside you, because you're not going to want to miss this. You out of here, brother? Okay. As Cito on your left here is throwing the AAR rippers. Martin on the right throwing the swag bag jokers. Shout out to swag bags. As Cito takes in Martin's bag with him. Cito leaving one bag on the board. Martin, leaving it on the board as well for a wash. As both sides of this court are evenly matched here. We got Jack on the right. We got Lee Edwards on the left here. Jack is going to be throwing the AR Rippers, while Mr. Lee Edwards is going to be throwing the Swag Bag Jokers. Oh. Jack did not like that bag when it left his hand. He looks like he's wiping his hand off. Jack with 3 bags around the hole here. Will he grab one of them and go in? Goes in with the bag he threw. 8 on 6. And Lee and Martin are going to pick up 2 points here. As this game is, they liable to run bags, or they're liable to start playing strategy. Haven't seen many airmails from Cito tonight. Usually he's lighting up airmails. Not tonight. As he lays behind Martin's bag there. Martin is on the back side of the hole. He doesn't like that bag. He starts bouncing up and down, shaking his head. Good bag from Cito, able to go in. Cut in on the right side of the hole there. Martin's bags are just sticking to the sides of the hole. He's got bag on the left, the top, and the top right. Will he be able to grab one or two? He's able to grab one. Cito taking his time here. Good bag from Cito to finish strong. Check out that airmail drag from Martin once again. Wow, good bag from Martin. As Jack leaves his first bag bottom left of the hole, Lee leaves his bag bottom right of the board. Game all tied up at 2 points apiece here. Jack knocks in his own bag and stays on the board. Lee has 2 bags on the board. He asks, should I push it? Martin tells him just go in. Fast side down, and he does just that. He is going to give up 2 points, though, to Cito and Jack. Cito and Jack take a 4-2 lead over Lee and Martin. Cito on the left side of your screen throwing the AR Rippers. First bag goes bottom left side of the hole. Martin does the same thing following Cito. Both players able to put their second bag in the hole here. So far, so good as Cito's keeping his focus. Oh, leaves his 4th bag, block bag from Cito. Martin tried to roll over. It leaves his bag on the back of the board for a wash. Jack on the right side of your screen throwing the AR rippers. Puts the bag bottom left side of the hole. Let's see if Lee is able to get around it here. Unable to get around it, but leaves his bag on the board. Jack cleans up his first bag. It is win or go home for both of these teams. Good finish. Some may say that might have been a foot foul. I don't know. Leave me alone, Sari. Cito and Jack are winning this one 6-2 over Lee and Martin. I look over at Sari and he's over there agreeing with me. It messed me up. I wasn't ready. Cito on the left side of your screen here. Second bag is up and in. Martin is able to follow him. These players on this side of the court, man, they're liable to run bags. It makes for a long game, I promise. I ain't as young as I once was. And that is going to be a 4-bag wash on this side of the court. The score is going to remain 6-2. Cito and Jack are winning over Lee and Martin. Lee's been leaving a couple of bags on the board with the previous rounds. Let's see if he's able to lock it back in here as he steps out towards the outer edge of the throw box. He's going to try and get around Jack's bag. And he lays in front of Jack's bag. That's not bad. Jack shoots and he scores. Lee goes back towards the outer edge of the throw box. Stays on the back of the board just barely. Jack shoots again offline, stays on the back of the board as well. Martin pretty much suggesting the Lee to go up with it. He said, I don't hate that shot. Lee did not go up with it. He said, can you go up a little higher? You got a lot of landing area there like that. Talking about Jack's bag. As Lee takes his own bag off the back of the board there. That's going to make the score 12-2. Cito and Jack are winning this one over Lee and Martin. As this side of the court seems to be locked in. Cito and Martin. Martin able to get around Cito's back there. Cito will be able to clean that up if Martin doesn't help him here. Cito pushes in Martin's bag and goes in behind it. Here's a cleanup opportunity for Cito. And he's able to get it. Airmail drag from Martin. Will he go for it? Oh, he went for it, but was unable to grab it. And Cito and Jack are winning this one 14-2 over Lee and Martin. This is win or go home for both of these teams here. Will Lee and Martin be able to pull this game back and win it? Or will Cito and Jack cruise on to the next game? As Jack now has 2 bags on the board. make that 3 bags from Jack. And that's going to be 8 on 6. That's going to be 2 points for Liam Martin as they try to close this gap some. Cito and Jack are winning this one 14-4 over Liam Martin. We are 11 rounds deep into this game. It is win or go home for both of these teams. As Martin seems locked in, his teammate Lee is having to dig deep here, as most of these points have come from the other side of the court. Martin's bag lands left, giving Cito a nice opportunity to collect this bag underneath the hole here. And he replaces it. I like that shot a lot better. Good bag from Martin, knocks in his bag and Cito's bag, but the bag he threw stays on the board. Cito to go in here for 2 more. And count it. As Cito and Jack are winning this one 16-4 over Liam Martin. Martin's giving up 2 points here, 2 points there, and they just keep adding up on them. Jack on the right side of your screen throwing AAR rippers. Lee Edwards on the left side of your screen throwing the Joker by Swag Bags. I said his name and he cut a look at me. I guess he heard me. Oh well. Lands on the back of the board, and it's going to stay there out of play for Mr. Edwards as Jack goes in with his 3rd bag. 4th bag from Jack goes off the board. Opportunity for Mr. Edwards, and he's able to capitalize on it. You got to switch up. You got to try and grab the momentum here, as Jack and Cito have had the momentum all game. Cito and Jack are winning this one 16-5 over Liam Martin. Martin's first bag goes up and in. I'm really afraid to speak too much. I don't want to do that commentator thing that commentators do. I'm a little. Martin tried to get around Cito's bag and lays up on the back side of the hole there. Cito's bag offline and goes off the back of the board, cutting Martin the break he needed. You're not. Yeah, you're going to have to land on top of it if you're trying to drag it. As Martin is able to get around Cito's bag there, Cito goes in here to try and minimize the points. And that is going to be 3 points for Martin and Lee, as Cito and Jack have a 16-8 lead now. It's slow, but it's sure. Can Lee and Martin muster together a comeback here? Or will this be the end of the line for them? Lee's first bag goes left side of the board. It's going to be out of play for the remainder of this round. Jack gives it back and throws that bag off the side of the board. Lee taking his time trying to capitalize, and he does. Oh, that's tough. That's 6-on-7. Jack still walks away with a point. As Cito and Jack winning this one 17-8 over Liam Martin. You just saw Lee with his hands on his head there as he couldn't believe it. Cito on the left, Martin on the right. Martin and Lee are running out of time here. They're going to have to try and get this comeback in motion before it's too late. As Cito goes in, Martin's going to try and clean this bag up on the left side of the hole. And he does just that. Cito leaving that bag bottom left side of the hole. Martin sneaks by beside it. Good cleanup bag from Cito. And Martin goes in. I believe that is going to be a wash right there. Now let's see if Mr. Lee Edwards is able to hold Jack down some to keep this game alive. It is on Cito and Jack to throw first, as they were trying to figure it out here. Jack's first bag, bottom right side of the hole. Lee goes in. There you go. Lee just needs to stay on that pace right there. Just stay on that pace. Lee goes off the back of the board there. Off the back of the board again, and that is going to be game. That is a tough way to end that one. As Cito and Jack win that 21-8 over Lee and Martin, eliminating out of tonight's tournament. We appreciate Angie's Pressure Washing for sponsoring tonight's tournament. As we await for the next game here on court number 1, let's see who it's going to be. As we are working our way through the last little bit of the bracket here. We got Cito and Jack against Michael and Sari right here on court number 1. I see Sari and I see Michael, and we are going to get a down and back going. But while they do that, we are going to take a moment to step away. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this beautiful Monday night. Shout out to everybody watching on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I am Frank Leist. We are coming to you live from Crave Cornhole here in Concord, North Carolina, where we are getting a down and back going for our next game here. We are winding down this tournament slowly but surely. And this is tonight's semifinals right here on court number 1. The winner of this game moves on to the championship. The loser will take third place. Let's get tonight's teams introduced here. We got Sri on the top right corner of your screen. We got Cito on the top left, Jack on the bottom right, and we got Michael on the bottom left of your screen. Just like that, the down and backs are finished, and we are going to get this game started here on court number 1. As Sari tells them good luck here, we are going to get it started. We got Cito on the left side of your screen throwing the AR rippers. We got Sari on the right side of your screen throwing the fuel by 7-10. Cito's first bag goes bottom left side of the hole. Sari tries to block him up a little bit. Let's see if Sari can punch this bag from in between them. Rolls over it. Good. It's a roll bag from Sari. Cito goes off the back of the board with his bag. Good bag from Sari there. Just lay it on the board, I believe. Yeah, that's exactly what he does. 10 on 6. 10 on 3, that's 7. My apologies. One day I'll learn how to math. As Sari and Michael take a 7-0 lead over Cito and Jack early in the semifinal matchup. Michael takes in Jack's bag for him. Michael with another bag to the top side of the board there. Jack's bag was offline. I saw it when it left his hand. You saw it curve. Ten on 6 is going to be 4 points for Cito and Jack. As Michael and Sari are winning this one 7-4 over Cito and Jack. Cito on the left side of your screen throwing AR ripper. Sari on the right side of your screen throwing the fuel by 7-10. Cito trying to realign his throw. Puts a block bag just underneath the hole there. Cito pushes his black bag up, just a little bit up the board there as Sari lays behind it. Haven't really seen many airmails from Cito tonight. Usually he's launching them. Cito goes off the back of the board again. Back-to-back rounds, Cito's throwing the bag off the back of the board. It's unusual. Spectators giving Sari the airmail sign. Or giving Cito the airmail sign. My apologies. It looks like Cito's gotten away from the airmails. As Michael and Sari are winning this 7-5 over Jack and Cito. The winner of this game moves on to the championship. The loser of this game will take third place. As it's all or nothing here on court number 1. Michael leaves 2 bags right side of the hole there. Jack looks like he's going in with ease. That's 12. Michael needs to mitigate some damage here. And he does not do that. He goes off the back of the board. That's 12 on 3. That's 9 points for Cito and Jack as they take a 14-7 lead over Michael and Cherie here in the semifinals. That's one thing you do not want to do. You could give up points, but one thing you do not want to do is to give up a 9-piece like that in the semifinals. That's like spending 8 hours on the painting and just throwing it away. And Cito is able to sink his first bag. Saria is going to take a well-placed timeout here. I love this timeout from Saria here to go down there, get his teammate back into the game, cheer him up a little bit, get his focus back. You know, giving up a 9-piece like that hurts. Hurts. Well taken timeout, Saria. I like it. And that timeout was brought to you by Headlights or Us. As Saria had to go get his partner back into focus there. Saria puts a block bag underneath the hole. Cito taking his time here. Cito has really gotten away from the airmails. Usually you see him just launch one in those kind of moments, which is kind of upsetting because Cito's airmails are locked in, man. Like, if I could have 2 players sit here and throw airmails all day, it's going to be Mickey Pope and Cito. They probably throw the most airmails in here. And we are going to take a timeout here to go look at this other side of the court as he wants to take a look at the board, not talk to his partner. That bag on the left side of the hole there, that's Cerise's bag. He was looking to see how much of it was hanging in. Yes. Cito gets his feet planted inside the throw box here, gets his body aligned. Does he go for good cleanup bag from Cito? Let's see if Saria is able to grab this bag off the left side of the hole. He knocks it in, but stays on the board for a wash. Was that a wash? No, my bad. That's 3 points. My apologies. That's 3 points. Cito and Jack take a 17-7 over Michael and Saria. I didn't see the bag off the board. My apologies. Jack has one bag hanging on the right side of the hole here, and he pins it to the board. Nice block bag from Michael, well timed. Airmail drag from Jack. Let's check out that airmail drag from Jack one more time. Nice. Cito and Jack are winning this one 17-9 over Michael and Saria. Cito puts his bag in. As Saria misses left there. This is win or go home for both of these teams. As the winner moves on to the championship, and the loser will be eliminated but take third place. As this is the semifinals game here. Saria has one bag stuck bottom left side of the hole. Cito leaves a block bag. So relays up behind it. Cito, is he going for an airmail drag here to finish this game? Airmail drag to finish it. I haven't seen him throw an airmail all night. Off the back of the board. And Sari is going to pick up a penny. Cito and Jack are winning this one 17-10 over Michael and Sari. First bag from Michael, bottom right side of the hole. Jack is able to put his under the hole. Excuse me, Michael's first bag is mid part of the board, right mid part of the board. My apologies. Michael puts another bag mid right part of the board. Michael's going to try and collect one of them here. Will he be able to? Yes. Barely had enough speed. And that's going to be a wash. As Cito and Jack are winning this one 17-10 over Michael and Sari. Good first bag from Sari there. Cito on the left side of your screen throwing the AR rippers. Sari on the right side of your screen throwing the fuel by 7-10. Cito putting a hanger on the bottom side of the hole. And Cito pushes it in. Sari does not like that bag at all. Cito taking his time here. He's going to try and clean up these bags on the bottom left side of the hole. He cleans up one of them. Sari goes in with his last bag, helps Cito out just a little bit. Let's see if he'll finally be able to collect this bag off the left side of the hole here. No, he leaves it on the board, and Sari is going to pick up another 2 points. As Cito and Jack are winning this one 17-12 over Michael and Sari. And this has been a blowout semifinals so far. Michael and Sari are slowly climbing their way back into this one. They are creeping their way back in here. Cito and Jack are going to have to close this game out soon, or they run a risk of a comeback happening. Good cleanup bag from Jack. Michael steps out outer edge of the throw box, fast side down, and he lays up under the hole there. Jack steps out outer edge of the throw box, trying to get around. Stays on the board. I would go fast side down and try to aim at the bag beside Jack's. That's exactly what he does. And all his bags are crunched up in the hole there. That's Jack has. And that is going to be game right there, ladies and gentlemen. As Cito and Jack eliminate Michael and Sari out of tonight's tournament. Michael and Sari take a third place. Cito and Jack move on to the championship. As we appreciate Crave Indoor Golf for sponsoring tonight's tournament, we got our championship game happening right here on court number 1 up next. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. As we also appreciate all of our sponsors. Let's go ahead and pay the bills for the night. We appreciate Kelly's Bars and Grills. We appreciate Bag Junkies, Gray's Flooring, Crave Indoor Golf, Bust You Up Cornhole, Headlights Are Us, Heart Cell Garage Doors, Angie's Pressure Washing, and Crazy Ape Bags. We appreciate all of our sponsors for making these tournaments possible and giving the community a great place to play cornhole. As we got our teams up here on court number 1, we are going to step away for just a moment. We will be right back in 30 seconds or less. Welcome back. Welcome back. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us on this beautiful Monday night. We have gotten to that time of night where it is the championship matchup here on court number 1. We got Cito and Jack taking on Kevin and Vince. And if you wind this live stream back, I'm pretty sure for the first time I believe I was right when I was looking at the bracket. Top right part is Kevin. Top left is Cito. Bottom left is Vince. Bottom right is Jack. We got fist bumps and highs 5. Let's get this game live. As Cito on the left side of your screen throwing the A or rippers is going to get us started here. Cito and Jack are looking to see if they could double dip Kevin and Vince here. In the championship, Kevin and Vince only have to win one game to seal the fate. We got Kevin on the right side of your screen throwing catwalks by cats. Cito laying that bag right behind Kevin's on the right side of the hole there. Kevin starting out the checkers early here. Cito looking, thinking, getting settled. And he goes off the back of the board. He said, if I go slick side, I'm just going to kick off. I cut it. I just go in. Yeah, good job, Vince. Just go in. That's what I was going to say too. Oh, he leaves it on the board. Cito and Jack take a 1-0 lead over Kevin and Vince here. Game number 1 of tonight's championship. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. As Vince's first bag lays on the top right part of the board. Jack knocks in Vince's bag, his own bag, and goes in behind it. 4-bagger from Jack. Vince is going to give up 2 more points here as Cito and Jack take a 3-0 lead over Kevin and Vince. Cito is going to take his time stepping up to the line here, getting settled in. First bag up and away, and it is in as Kevin follows suit. Nice block bag from Cito. Kevin steps out, outer edge of the throwbacks, going to try and get around it, and he does. Kevin steps out again. And he goes in, but takes Cito's bag with him. Forward bagger from Cito. Kevin to finish strong, and he does. Score is going to remain 3-0. Cito and Jack are winning this one over Kevin and Vince. Game number 1 of tonight's championship. Will Cito and Jack be able to double dip Kevin and Vince? Right now, it's looking good. Looks like they're on track to. Well, we are only 4 rounds deep into this first game. Anything can happen. Just like that, anything can happen. A good bag from Vince there, laying behind Jack. Jack is able to knock off one of Vince's bag and stay on the back of the board. Airmail coming from Jack. Oh, spits the hook. Kevin telling Vince to go slick, hit it on the corner. Slick side down, hits it on the corner. Good collect bag from Vince there. And Kevin and Vince are finally on the board here. Cito and Jack winning this one 3-1 over Kevin and Vince. Good first bag from Kevin going up and in. Cito stepping up to the line here, locking in. And he leaves a bag just short of the hole. It's got a corner hanging in the bottom. Kevin pushes through and goes in behind it. Cito's throwing the AR rippers. Kevin is throwing the catwalks by cats. Cito on the left, Kevin on the right. Kevin leaving his 4th bag on the back right side of the hole there. Cito to be careful to go in clean. And he leaves his bag on the back left side of the hole. Wow. Was not expecting that finish from that side of the court. Both players leaving a bag on the board there. After what looked like a promising 4-bag wash from each of them. Vince starting off strong here, putting his first bag in. As Jack is able to follow. Good game. As Kevin and Vince are winning this one now, 5-3 over Cito and Jack. They are finally taking the lead here. Game number 1 of tonight's championship. All Kevin and Vince have to do is just win this one game to seal the tournament, while Cito and Jack have to win the next 2 games in order to win the tournament here and be crowned Monday night champions. Cito on the left puts his 2nd bag in. Cito's 3rd bag up and away, and it is in. Just like that. Kevin once again leaving his 4th bag on the board. We saw this happen last round. Cito does not make it 2 rounds in a row. He is able to capitalize and go in for 2 points and is going to tie this game up at 5 points apiece. Kevin is loving that right side right now. Yes, you are. I will agree with that. As Kevin yells at Vince, he said, I'm loving the right side of the board right now. And so is Jack as he lays his first bag right side of the hole. Vince is able to capitalize and go in. That bag is opposite side of the board from Jack, so I don't know if he's going to try and chase it or not. As Vince is able to push Jack's bag in and go in behind it. Jack chases that bag and goes off the back of the board. Vince comes up short there and is going to collect a penny. As Kevin and Vince are winning this one 6-5 over Cito and Jack. Game number 1 of tonight's championship. Good first bag from Kevin, leaving a block bag. It's a little left, but it'll still do its job. As Cito knocks it in and goes left side of the board. That's going to be opposite side from him. Kevin lays up another block behind Cito's bag. Nice airmail from Cito. We haven't seen very many of those from him tonight, but we just saw one right there. And Kevin goes off the back of the board. Cito goes for another airmail, goes off the back. Gives it right back to Kevin. Kevin steps up to the line, going to try and clean his bag up here. And he pushes it in, replaces it. That's a good amount of it hanging in. If Cito throws an airmail and hits that, he could drag Kevin's bag in by accident. Cito to go in here for a wash. Off the back of the board. And Kevin and Vince are going to pick up 3 more points there and make this a 9-5 lead over Cito and Jack here in round number 10. This is tonight's championship. Vince and Kevin trying to close this out here in one game. It's looking good so far. But one thing I do know is you cannot count out Cito and Jack. Jack chasing that bag there. He's going to collect it. But now he has 2 bags on the board. Vince goes off left. That's going to be 9 on 8. That's going to be a penny for Vince and Kevin as they take a 10-5 lead over Cito and Jack. Kevin and Vince looking like they found their groove here, looking like they got momentum. As Kevin leaves a block bag perfectly in Cito's lane there. That's a very well placed block bag. Cito almost getting around it. That's a tough bag from Kevin. That's opposite side of the board from him. I don't know if he's going to be able to collect that later. As Cito knocks in one of Kevin's bags for him. Now Cito's the one with 2 bags stuck on the board. Kevin goes in clean there. Cito going to have to try and collect one of these bags. Wow, airmail drag from Cito. Good bag from Kevin. Airmail drag again from Cito. Nice airmail, but it wasn't the airmail drag that he had the bag before that. And the score is going to remain 10-5. Kevin and Vince are winning this. Check this airmail drag out from Cito here. He's going to drag this bag on the back side of the hole. Wow, what a bag from Cito. As Vince is able to put his first bag in, Jack misses right. Vince has 2 bags on the right side of the board. There you go. Vince putting his last bag in. Jack to try and clean up. No, he goes in, and that's going to be a wash. 10-5. Kevin and Vince are still winning this one over Cito and Jack. Round number 13 here. Game number 1 of tonight's championship. And once again, Kevin leaving another block back in Cito's lane, but this one's just a little bit more right. This one's just a little right. Cito gets around it. Kevin tries to clean up his own bag there and unable to. We'll see if he keeps going after it here. Cito misses left. That bag is going to be out of play for the remainder of this round. Fast side down from Kevin off the right side of the board as he just completely railed it. Don't make him like you no more. Good bag from Cito going in. Fast side down from Kevin, and he's able to grab one of them. And that is going to be 3 points for Cito and Jack as they cut into this 5-point lead here. Kevin and Vince are going to be winning this one 10-8 over Cito and Jack. We are 14 rounds into this game here. Jack on the right throwing AR rippers. Vince on the left throwing catwalks by Cat. Catwalk by Cats. My apologies. As Jack misses right there. That's a good bag right there from Jack just to kind of lay up behind Vince. That's it stayed on the board, and that's what mattered. Score is going to remain 10-8 still. Kevin and Vince are winning this one over Cito and Jack. Got Cito on the left, got Kevin on the right. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Y'all are awesome. Let me know in the chat, do you see Cito and Jack forcing a game number 2, or do you see Kevin and Vince winning this game here and closing out tonight's tournament? As this a pretty good matchup. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm digging this matchup for the tonight's championship. I'm loving it. Cito goes in with his second bag. Kevin steps up. I don't know if that's what he wanted or if he likes that. I personally don't like that. Thankfully, Cito misses left, giving Kevin an opportunity. And he goes off the back of the board. That is frustrating. It is. We've seen a lot of bags go off the back of the board from Kevin tonight. Is Kevin going to chase that bag, or is he just going to go in? He chases it. That's going to be 8 on 3. That's going to be 5 points for Cito and Jack. And just like that, Cito and Jack are going to take the lead here. They had the lead early on, the small lead early on. They got behind, and they were able to bring it back now. They're up by 3 points. Kevin and Vince look like they need a dire timeout here on both sides of the court. That's 12. 12 on 5. That's 7 points, and that's going to put Cito and Jack on 20. Not only did they come back, they take a massive lead on Kevin and Vince here in game number 1. Anything can happen. I said it just a minute ago. And that remains true still to this point. Anything can happen. Kevin and Vince can still come back and close out this game, but they're going to have to lock in now. If not, they're going to have to try and do it in game number 2. But right now, it feels like Cito and Jack have the momentum on their side at this moment. Cito knocks in Kevin's bag, goes left side of the hole. Good collect bag from Cito. Kevin with another clean collect bag. Cito's fourth bag goes in. Kevin's not leaving a fourth bag blocker that time. He's going in with it. Score is going to remain 20-10. And it's on Vince now to keep this game alive here. As Jack misses bottom right side of the hole, Vince misses farther right. Vince knocks in Jack's bag and stays on the board. Vince needs to go in here, and he does. That is going to be a wash, just barely. Cito on the left, Kevin on the right. Cito and Jack only need one more point to seal game number 1 here. Will they be able to get it? As I'm trying to I don't really want to do that thing commentators do to them. And Kevin is going to pick up 2 points there, make this 20-12. As Kevin and Vince are trying to climb their way back into this one. If not, they're going to have to go to game number 2. And we are going to take a timeout to go down here and see what is happening. Let's go look at those bags and check it out. Jack's got 2 bags on the left side of the hole and 1 bag in the middle on the right. Vince has got that 1 bag on the bottom side of the hole and a 1 bag at the top right side of the hole. Vince is the blue bags. Jack is the gray tan bags. As we are really talking this one out to see what needs to be done. Vince walks back to his side of the court. We appreciate Angie's Pressure Washing for sponsoring that timeout. Oh, he did get 2 to fall. 20-12 is the score. Oh, wrong screen. My apologies. There we go. That's all right. I got it. I got it. He's going to have to clean that bag up or hope Cito misses here. Cito misses, giving Kevin the opportunity to stay alive. Scores 20-14. Cito and Jack are winning this one over Kevin and Vince. We are in round 22 here. Vince's first bag goes up and in. Jack on the right side of your screen throwing the AR Rippers. Jack and Cito are 1 point away from sealing game number 1 here. On that's game. And that is going to be game number 1, ladies and gentlemen, as Cito and Jack win that one 21-14 over Kevin and Vince, and they have forced a game number 2. And they are going to get us started on this side of the court here. We got Cito on the left, Kevin on the right. We are waiting for that scoreboard to reset here. Hasn't quite popped up yet for us. It will here in just a minute. Good bag from Cito. Oh, that bag barely running out of gas, hanging in. It should fall the next time the board is hit. Yeah, the score will probably pop up once they enter in the game. Kevin goes off the back of the board. There's been a lot of bags off the back of the board for Kevin tonight. That has been very unusual of him, as we don't usually see that many. And Cito is going to pick up some points here to go ahead and start this game number 2 off 5-0 over Kevin and Vince. Kevin and Vince came into this game in the king seat, and now we are slowly watching them get double dipped here. Jack able to knock his bag and stays on the board, but opens up a lane for Vince. And Vince is able to capitalize on it. Oh, no. Vince is going to give up 3 points to Jack and Cito just like that. Cito and Jack are off to an 8-0 lead over Kevin and Vince. Kevin and Vince are going to have to figure it out here. Game number 2 just started, and they are already playing with an 8-point deficit. Last game went 20-something rounds, but in just 3 rounds, we are already almost halfway through this game. Good block back from Kevin there. Cito looking like what he wanted to do, pushes through and goes in behind it. Cito misses top right part of the hole. Kevin is able to go in and capitalize on Cito's miss here. Good bag from Kevin to finish strong there, and they're going to get on the board here with 2 points. And Cito and Jack are winning this one 8-2 over Kevin and Vince. And game number 2 of tonight's championship. So stay tuned. Let's see what happens here. Kevin throws like he doesn't care. Kevin has been having a rough couple of games. And oh, you're talking about like he's relaxed. Okay. I was gonna say Kevin throwing like he doesn't care. Yeah, he's had a couple rough games, so he's probably a little frustrated right now. But yeah, no, Kevin is one of those people where it makes it look easy, and he has every shot in his arsenal too. So that's why I'm really truly amazed at all the bags that we've seen Kevin throwing off the back of the board tonight. But a lot of these have been shots that he's just taking risk on. He's taking risky shots, and they're not going his way tonight. Cito and Jack are winning this one 9-2 over Kevin and Vince. And on another note, I will say this: we've probably seen a lot of bags off the back of the board from Kevin tonight because he's not throwing bags that he typically throws with. Let's be honest about it. He's adapted quite well to these bags. He's throwing the catwalk by Cats. And Cito is on the left side of your screen is throwing the AAR Rippers. But Kevin is probably, to be quite honest with you, Bode, Kevin is arguably one of the best players here at Crave Cornhole. We have tons of talent here. And Kevin is up there with them. As Cito is able to go in there, Kevin needs to go in here for a wash, and he does. Yeah, Kevin's roll bags too, man. Kevin has a heck of a roll bag. Kevin's roll bag is so on demand. It's crazy to watch. As Cito and Jack are winning this one 9-5 over Kevin and Vince. Kevin and Vince trying to bring back this game. As we are in game number 2 of tonight's championship, this is for all the cookies. You either win this game and go home a champion, or you lose this game and you take second place. It's up to you. As Vince is making his decision here, throwing that bag off the back of the board, going to give up 3 points to Cito and Jack, and they're going to be winning this one 12-5. I love this place too, Bo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I love this place too. Why I dedicate so much time and energy to this place, because I love this place. The people that come here to play cornhole make this place really special, man. It's a great place to come play and to get better at your game. It's an awesome place. Cito and Jack winning this 12-5. We are now 7 rounds into this game here. Yep, that's what we keep, man. We pride ourselves on the family environment. Bring the wife, bring the kids, bring the husband, bring the whole family. We pride ourselves on the family environment here at Crave Cornhole. As these gentlemen are taking their time here, going back and forth. Neither one of them wants to miss here. As we got a little crowd forming around here, the broadcast court, to watch the last game of the night here on court number 1. We got Jack on the right, Vince on the left. Jack's throwing the AAR Rippers. Vince is throwing the Catwalk by Cats. Kevin getting Vince's attention. Yeah. And score is going to be 12-7 still. 12-7. Cito and Jack are winning this over Kevin and Vince here, round number 9. Huh? Want to take that with you? Hold on, I got to be. I unplugged my GoPro batteries and I don't have a charged battery. Oh, well. Cito taking his time here. Thank goodness we don't have a shot clock. Off the back of the board for Cito, and we are going to take a time out here to go down there and talk to our partners. As Kevin and Vince are trying to make a comeback here in game number 2. They came into the I don't know how much charge this battery has on it, but we can see real quick if you want to. Cito on your left, Kevin on your right. Cito probably going to try and push through this bag here and go in behind it. Let's see. That he does. As Kevin misses left. Yeah, you're good to go with that one. Hold on, come here. Yeah, you're good to go. And Kevin apologizes to Vince for that one. As Cito and Jack are winning this 12-8 still. We are in round number 10. I said 12-8 still, but 12-8 now. As we are in round number 10 here. Vince misses left of the hole. Vince lays one underneath the hole. Jack pushes through and goes in behind it. Vince does the same thing with his fourth bag here, lays it underneath the hole. Cito telling Jack to just board it here. We appreciate you both. Thank you for hanging out with us. Get your pops. Get your pops. Hey, will you go help him? Go help him bring that up for like he's doing it. Tito and Jack winning this one 13-8 over Kevin and Vince. We are in round number 11 now. As Tito lays it back, bottom left side of the hole. Kevin once again going to the left side of the board.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, thank you.
Straight as I can get it.
That's fine. Kevin knocks in Tito's bag. Kevin having a tough game here. Will he be able to dig himself out of this slump? $12 on 7 is 5. 18-8. Are we seeing a double dip here? Jack on the right side of your screen throwing the AR rippers. Vince on the left side of your screen throwing the catwalk by cats. Cito and Jack are 3 points away from pulling off the double dip tonight. Yeah, at this point, Jacob, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he cares at this point. I don't think he does, and that is one of the downfalls. Cito, quick to go pick up them bags. I don't think I can see that on the camera. Cito and Jack winning this one 20-8 over Vince and Kevin. No, man, and the bad thing is, Jacob, I'm just throwing like he doesn't care anymore. That's what Jacob said in the comments, and I agree with that. And as much as I hate it, if he just locked in, he could pull this game back pretty easily. But he's in his head and he's frustrated now. As Kevin has 2 bags underneath the hole here. Cito knocks in one of Kevin's bag. Kevin steps out towards the outer edge of the throw box and is able to get around it. Cito really taking his time here. And leaves that bag on the left side of the hole. Kevin went to step out, but he steps back in. He's doing the Macarena. And he leaves it on the board. Cito and Jack are winning this 20-10 over Kevin and Vince. Round number 14. This is game number 2 of tonight's championship. As Jack and Cito are 1 point away from double dipping Vince and Kevin here on this Monday night. Nice bag from Vince. Now what do you do? Vince knocks in one of his bags, goes flying off the right side of the board. Jack giving it right back. Vince frustrated with that bag. It did not do what he wanted it to do. And we are going to take a time out here to go down here to the other side of the court and see what's happening. As Vince's bag is the one right under the hole there, the blue bag. I guess he's just looking to see how much is hanging in. Shout out to Kelly's Bars and Grills for sponsoring that timeout. Fast side down from Jack, and it does nothing. Yeah, Kevin and Vince trying to dig their way out of this slump here in game number 2 as Cito and Jack are winning 20-12 here. We are 15 rounds into game number 2. Kevin's first bag is laying on the logo on the board. Hey, Macarena. Shout out to Miss Penny in the chat. And looks like he might get that double scoop of ice cream on the way home after that shot. That is going to be it here, ladies and gentlemen. That is it, no matter what happens with these other two bags here. Nice airmail from Kevin as he walk off airmail. The airmail is Cito. Do it for the clip, Cito. Airmail is Cito. You won. Airmail from Cito to finish the night. Shout out to everybody hanging out with us. Oh, man. Shout out to everybody that's hung out with us this far. We greatly appreciate you. Shout out to all of our sponsors for sponsoring tonight's tournament. Kelly's Bars and Grills, Bag Junkies, Crave Cornhole, Bust You Up Cornhole, Headlights Are Us, Heart Cell Garage Doors, Angie's Pressure Washing, and Crazy Ape Bags. Shout out to everybody tuning in on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. We greatly appreciate you. Shout out to everybody who showed up and tried to claim the championship tonight. We appreciate everybody. I have had a great night here. It's been a great Monday. Saw a lot of great cornhole being played tonight. And that is going to be all from me tonight. We will be back live again Friday night at 7 p.m. I am Frank Lice coming to you live from Crave Cornhole. I hope everybody has a productive